Good afternoon. Welcome to Sekulma Podcast. It's Nico here, and I'm so happy to be here today. And yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I think I've been saying this word for many, many years. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it because there's some things that people don't want to talk about. Not they don't want to talk about. It's not that they don't want to talk about. It's just because, um, in my own opinion, it's just because people we are not equal creative. We are not equal understanding. We're not equal fighting for same rights. We're not, that's why the world is so confusing and people are fighting right now. And as we speak, everybody's fighting about different issues. And I used to be very active on these things, man. I used to be like out there, outgoing, and for 10 years protesting and doing everything I could for human rights, asylum seekers, refugees. I did, and I'm still in the background doing it, you know. But let me tell you something, my energy runs out. So I don't think it's bad to take a break because there's other people who got energy to do it. So what I'm trying to say here is that if you don't hear me or you don't see me in these other protests or whatever, say, don't think that I'm a bad person. Don't think that I'm not there. I done my share and my energy ran out. But behind the doors, like now, right now, like what I'm doing now, this is one of the things that you should take it as a should be actually counted or acknowledged as well that I'm contributing to the community by actually raising awareness by using voices and as well creating space where people can come and talk about things. That's the purpose of the podcast, by the way. So yeah, I'm just saying. So it's like I always respect people who are out there shouting to the government for change and stuff. Again, depends on the change. Like I said earlier on, we've got too many groups of people fighting for different reasons or different things. You know what I mean? So you should know who's your group. I tell you, it's not a joke. This is a true story. I think it was 2000. When was that? 20. Is that 2020? 2021 or 20? When was Commonwealth Games? Sorry. When was the climate change in Glasgow? I think it was 2021 or 2020. Anyway, we all know which was. I see my brain is already out. So, let's put this way during the COP26. That's it. I think that would make sense, right? So I was with my friend Sadafi. We're just like interviewing people on George Square with some mics and stuff, which is like, messing around, asking students about the knowledge about climate change. I remember a group of girls from United States. I asked them like, why you are here? And they say, we're here because our friends called us to come here. I said, do you know anything about climate change? Like, not really. We just come to join a friend. You know what I mean? So I was thinking, you can say there was 500 people on the protest, or 1,000, let's say, and then 25% of them, they are there for, they have no idea why they're there. They have no interest. They just want to be seen on social media. They want to be seen by friends, or they just been there. You know what I mean? Simple as that. So I don't know where I'm going with this, but what I'm trying to say, there is so many people, like I said in the beginning, who have no idea what they're fighting for. We have no idea where the anger's coming from, what they're doing. Like this in England, for example, these right-wing what's called protesters, yeah, whatever. See one picture, they're pissing on the wall. This is our country. The country doesn't look good though. When they start pissing on the wall, like all the men just pissing. That's not a country I want to be and stuff like that. But I don't want to go deep into that because I didn't come here to talk about politics. I just came here to talk about the purpose of the podcast. Okay. So the thing I do, like I always we try and bring positive as much as we can on the podcast because this is a safe place to be. So politics, we can jump in and jump out. It's very good because we are living in a political world. We are controlled by politicians. No matter what, you can dispute that if you want to, but you have to. They're controlling us every day basis, everything. So I don't know why people sometimes, I don't want to talk politics. I don't like politics. I'll approve them. you are controlled by politicians. You need to talk about politics because we have no choice. You know, who are you? Because they can actually, politicians, they can destroy you. For example, during the COVID, they told us to stay home. We stayed home. They were telling us what to do, but they're not doing what we're doing. You know the story about Boris Johnson, right? Yeah, he was partying. You are locked in. So you're there in control. Anyway, we're not going to go there again. Let's take it easy. For me, I think there's three things I here come to talk about actually. It's about the community, about our health, about what else? Well-being, especially in the African groups, man, whatever it is. We're almost getting there to understand what well-being means. You know, for me especially, because I went through so much about yeah, it's like I don't know because when you come from Africa, we don't know what mental health. How it's not about not know what mental health means, blah blah blah. But I think it's about how to go around it. You know, before I'll talk about myself. I'm not talking about people, so I'm not an expert as well. So please don't take any advice from me. I'm just talking because I'm on the podcast and I can talk. You know, so yeah, for me, when I mean back in the day, I arrived in UK in 2000, sorry, 2000 something, yeah. And I was already naive. I was like a party animal when I arrived to London in 2000. I was like outgoing, you know what I mean? There was a live nightlife those days. It was just like music, friends, drinking, you name it, man. Everything. Nico was just hype as vibe. Yeah, I was gone, not crazy. The good thing about me, I don't fight. No. I might have a bit talking rubbish, but no violent, nothing. That's good. So I used to like going, me and my friends in London, we love pubs, which is like, even on a Sunday, we'll be in the pub playing pool, eating burgers, yeah, stuff like that. But I didn't see how much damage that thing would be. Like, I mean, like when it's actually drinking too much, the hangover comes in, comes out, stuff. But anyway, cut story short, um, I started to feel really, really bad in my head. I think it was 2009, 10, when I was in Scotland, in Edinburgh, Glasgow. Um, because that time, I'm gonna be honest, I was already in the hands of Home Office. You know, once you're in the hands of Home Office, your head starts ticking. That's why you know that you're really not in the good hands. You know, you're just gonna be told lots of very depressing things about keep moving here, moving there. Your case this. I don't want to go there as well. It's too long. Then that's when I started realizing that my head is not working properly. I'm like, yeah, I started to really forget things. Uh, yeah, I was depressed, you can call it. And I know that in the African community, if you say you need to go for counseling, you think, oh shit, that means I'm going crazy, you know? Because back home, when you say someone is going crazy, they will be expecting you to take your clothes off and run on the street. No, it's not like that, you know? So we learn from that. I understand all that. So I remember when I went for the counseling for the first time. I don't know why I went there, but someone suggested. They're like, okay, the project was volunteer. I went there, and I thought that person was gonna heal me. That's why I went. I thought that's it. I'm gonna get some help. This thinking, negativity, all that stuff going around is gonna run away. I'm gonna see a specialist. I get there, nice lady sitting there, and yeah, she just asking me questions. I just talking, and she's not saying anything. She's just listening to me. She don't even tell me what to do. Just listening. She's just like, I was like, so why I'm here? I'm thinking in my head like, anyway, what's this going on? Then the third session, I have to ask her like, can you explain to me what is a counseling means? By the way, what was because I don't get it. I've been here now the third time. I don't see any changes. I don't. It's like my job is to listen to you. I'm not here to tell you anything, to give you advice, nothing. I'm just not here. What's going on? Something clicked in my head. Oh, okay, that's the way it works. Which means, if you think about it, where can you get a space where you can actually tell someone about your issues where there's nobody there? You know what I mean? I won't trust my friends or people I know because those they don't know what the word confidentiality means. They'll be talking about it in the pubs everywhere. So I realize, oh, this is a good place actually. So I know whatever says stays here, and that's it. So it's that offloading. Then the week goes. After 3 weeks, you start, yeah, feeling okay. Not 100%, but so that was that. And we are very lucky now because we got lots of resources online. I start going to YouTube, get some meditation, listen to some all the stuff. You just have to find something that works for you, and then you find something. You believe me or not, things will start coming down a bit. But drinking did not stop. Drinking is one of the hardest parts, actually. I'm not alcoholic. I don't keep drinks at home. I just like a bunch drinker when I go out. I don't really stock beers in the house. I don't drink by myself. And you can see my first 2 days, it's been 2 weeks almost. I never touch alcohol. I'm okay. I can stay. There's nothing in the fridge. So, only if people visit us, okay, you want a drink? Say yes, I'll go and get it in the shop. Then that's it. I've been good on that for years, which means I'm very proud about that. I'm not like other people already we can see find like lots of type of alcohol in the kitchen. But no, I don't have anything. But I always beat myself when I go out drink too much. I'm like, oh, I'm an alcoholic. Then I find no, I'm actually not. I'm doing great. It could be worse. If you drink outside too much, come home, you still carry on drinking. That's bad. So I don't have that. So thank God for that. So my problem is I hate myself hard all the time when I do something that I don't like, or something, I won't say bad because I don't do bad things, or something that is embarrassing, like being drunk, bumping against the wall or the street and stuff. Yeah, the next morning can be really, really hard to process why I was doing that. Then I'll start hating myself. Then it can go on for days and days, like really feel bad about it. Then sometimes I learn how to switch, said, what about if I was celebrating something? I really done something good last week. Why don't I go celebrate? Then you celebrate, then the next day you don't celebrate. You know what I mean? Like you're answering back yourself. So what I'm trying to say, you need to learn to say, okay, what happened last night? I was celebrating this, was enjoying this, and it's okay. Instead of creating anxiety. What did I say? Who was there? I used to worry a lot about that. What did I say to that? You're not gonna remember anything anyway. You're drunk, so just leave it. And again, as I said before, I'm not an expert, so don't take any advice from me. I'm just saying by myself. So it's been good. I think on the podcast is like actually trying to get some people to talk, and let's get together sometimes, or via online or groups here. What I mean? We can start having talks that make sense. That I mean, yeah, it makes sense what I'm saying. But I'm trying to say like that my own voice is not strong enough to raise awareness. My own voice is not good enough to actually change other people's opinions. But if we get more people who also maybe got lived experience on those what I just shared in life, or people who are ongoing struggling with alcohol, drugs, whatever it is. I'm not an expert again, but I think do you know that if you start acknowledging something that you're taking it but it doesn't make you happy, then you know there's a problem. You see, if you drink and then the next day you don't feel I'm not talking about hangover, that in general, you feel guilty, you feel bad, what is that? That's not good for you. For me, when I go out, which is because I decided I'm gonna go out, have a good time, and that's it. But sometimes I go out by accident. What I mean by accident, you can't go out 3 times a week, like in the on the road. Sometimes it used to happen like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It happens many times to me. That is a bad move because on Monday you need to go to work if you're working, and you got 3 days hangover in your head, brother. That is a killer. So I avoid that. I learn from my mistakes. So I don't do that. I make sure that if I go out, I go 2 days not doing anything that would jeopardize my life or my work. So just like, it's cool. I can bump against the wall in the house for a couple of days. I'll be fine and go out. So yeah, I think that's that's my story, and that's what I think I can do in life. But when you go, I thought I was going to talk about well-being in our communities. I think it's very important, like to remember that we all got spiritual inside. Not all, maybe not, sorry, but for me especially, I was born in a very powerful spiritual land in the villages where people were very heavy spirits, energies, you know what I mean, like really proper, So I used to have that when I was young. I can sense things. It's a bad thing sometimes. Like you go in the room and then you just don't like it. You don't like, just look at someone like, I don't like this. There's something strange about this person or something, and then you go. But now the word well-being, it doesn't talk about like spiritual. I'm just talking about, just to clear that. Well-being is like how you feeling. Doesn't matter spiritual or not. Like actually how I'm feeling today. Like now, when you look at me, I'm feeling great. I mean, deep inside my soul, I feel better, because yeah. But sometimes if you ask me maybe 3 days, 4 days ago, or whatever, I'll be like, man, I'm just struggling, man. I'm trying to get myself to understand what's going on. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, feel tired. I don't know if it makes sense, but anyway, that's that. So I think well-being actually can be used in many ways. People they can feel good because they went to church. For example, praying is good, meditation is good, walking is good. Anything just take you out of your mind that is not healthy in your mind. That's create well-being. I think I don't know if I'll explain properly, because as I said, I'm not an expert, and everyone's got different ways how to look at things. So yeah, I think that's the podcast about. But as I said, I don't want to talk too much about politics because it's so sad out there. It's very, very bad. It's not gonna do well. The world is just falling apart in the moment. I can imagine what's gonna be by December. Maybe we're gonna have another tragic something. But I think the point is, take care of yourself, enjoy yourself in life, but don't over enjoy your life like me. And yeah, keep in touch. I think podcast is nice when you got other people around and talking as a group. As I said, please get in touch. If you know me and you can get in touch, it's very, very important to reach out to people. Like I said, I'm closing 2 weeks now without a beer, and my target is next week, Sunday. Again, that's if you do 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks. I have tried this for many, many years, but I never reached 6 weeks. So wish me luck. So we'll get there. So yeah, if you got any comments, please put it, type positively, put it there. And anything I said that maybe upset people, let me know. We can always learn from each other. And please follow Secular Talk Podcast on Spotify, on YouTube, on Apple. And yeah, then you just Google Secular Talk Podcast, and then anything comes there. Or you say Nico Ndlovu, I'll come there. I'll be always on the podcast. And thank you so much, and have a wonderful Sunday afternoon. I'm off to watch Liverpool game on my phone. I'm not going to just gonna watch the game today. So thank you so much for listening and watching as well. Thank you. Have a good night and good day. I mean to say, English sometimes can be very fast and different. But I mean to say, have a good day, and yeah, keep listening. Share it with your friends. Bye bye.